Hi and welcome to the L4G news update for this week. My name is Alex Murray. I'm the district leader for Southwest Arts. If anyone doesn't know, I am joined by Chris Ogle, the founder of Link4Growth. Come and say hello, Chris.
Yeah, hi there, Alex. How you doing?
I'm not as wet as I was earlier, but I'm all dried up and all more warmed up. For anyone who doesn't know, I've just finished the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, so I've nominated a few people.
Yeah, me as well.
Yeah, some guy called Chris Ogle, I believe this is what I refer to. But how's things with you? How's things with Link4Growth?
Yeah, it's been another massive week this week. Loads of stuff happening, and the first thing this week really is about network expansion. So if you want me to sort of press ahead and get on and talk about that, I can do so.
Yeah, that's first on my list. So let's talk about network expansion. What's going on? Where have we got new events coming up?
Well, I tried to do a little ready reckoner of new events that have started up. So between like this week and the end of September, there's 12 new events that I know about that are happening. We've got one this week up in Redcar in the High Street. There, a place called The Mind, which is a charity which is doing some excellent work in Redcar, and so Jerry's got an afternoon tea happening up there this Friday. I think it's this Saturday actually coming, and they're staying open a little bit longer so that we can have our afternoon tea event there. So that's happening this week. But then we've got stuff in Newcastle, Derbyshire, Penrith over in Cumbria. We've got other events starting in Durham and Redcar as well. We've got something going on in the West Country in Stroud, Central London. We've got, I believe, a breakfast starting, but we've also got a CSR luncheon starting. We've got stuff expanding out towards Heathrow, new stuff happening in Hillingdon and Ealing. You've got a curry coming up yourself in Southwest Hearts on the 8th as well. New stuff starting in Newtonia, up in Luton there, in the South End. I caught wind of developments out there, and Newport and Cumbrian. I'm hoping to get something established back end of September there as well. And we've got a new event starting in Rugby as well.
Sounds brilliant. So by the end of the year, it should have national coverage, we reckon.
Yeah, that's the plan. We're accelerating things at the moment, and lots of energy, lots of buzz going on around Link4Growth at the moment. So, people are starting to pick up the phone now and say, look, there's nothing around here, around me. How about it? How can we get something going? So all the teams that are involved in sort of helping new areas to establish themselves and get going are going to be quite busy this back end of this year.
Yeah, so is there anyone in particular you want to give a shout out for their good work this week? Anyone in particular?
Yeah, there's a few people actually that I want to say something about this week. First one, I want to say a big thanks to Diane Richardson, because the innovative Watford Women's Centre photo competition, which was played out on the L4G Watford community. It was like conceived a month before, and the whole thing took place in 1 month. And the adjudication of these pictures took place this week, which you were involved in, and there's some really good pictures there, 18 of them from just amateur photographers. This is like people like you and me, not had any training whatsoever, and there's some really good pictures which have sort of encapsulated what Watford's about. I think it's really been a huge success, and it just goes to show that we can do this. And I know that everybody that was involved in that is really pro Watford, and it just changes the energy. And you did the show on Thursday at the Drinks in Watford, which I'll talk about a bit later on. But
we don't really have to talk about that, do we?
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't matter about what it came across as. In the way I see it, is a load of people having fun, and I'm going to talk a bit about that later on. So, massive thanks to Diane for really engineering that and making sure it all took place. So good, really good job, and a lot of lessons learned, and I'm sure that can be played out in other districts as time passes. But also, she stepped up this week as a community host as well, looking after the drinks event. So big thank you to her for that. And Mike Bridger also stepped up this week in the Watford area, and he's going to be looking after the Readers Coffee at Clarendon Road, so that's good news. I'd also like to say thanks to Nikki Pepper, because Nikki's got a whole wealth of experience in Link4Growth, and one of the things that's a real challenge for us is making sure that all the new community hosts and community leaders, all the information about raising their profile and getting them involved in the things that they can now join in. We've never had a person that's kind of took that responsibility on, and Nikki's stepped up to do that as part of her national remit. So she'll be making sure that their pictures are on the website, that they're involved in the community on Google Plus for all the team participants. So that's a really big plus this week, and big thanks to her for that, really. And Deepa has also running some workshops, and she's agreed now that this is the Foundation Engagement Program. She's now agreed that those are going to be recorded. Now, the big news about that means that the people that can't attend these don't have to, as they go out live, don't have to miss out. They can watch those recordings a bit later on, and that's a real step for us, because now there's no reason why anybody can't pick up on the knowledge that we're teaching on these Foundation Engagement Program, all these workshops on social media, and it really is important, not only for their own businesses and things, but also for the promotion of the events that they're hosting and they're representing for Link4Growth. So it's a real win-win-win all round on this, which is fantastic. So great that that's coming to be. Thanks for Deepa for that. And I want to just say a big thanks to Jerry Ridioff up in the north, as it were, because she's up there and she's doing an amazing job, and there's just such a lot of energy up there. There's all sorts of people, and I'm going to be going up there this week, and we're hopefully getting, if you like, all the northern team, or pretty much all of it, together, so that we can, so I can meet them. So I've not met any of these people, and it'd be really good. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I want to say a big thanks to you as well, Alex, because there's I think Watford now and the Southwest Hearts is like it's stepping up another level, and some of the things that you're coming up with and that we're doing in the area is really inspiration for other district leaders, and they're kind of looking south, if you like, for some of the good ideas that are being put out there by yourself and also your team that you're building. And I think that's a real credit, and a good credit to you, but also it's fantastic news for Link4Growth. One last person, and I know you did this last week. You gave a shout out to Carol Dodsley, and I want to credit Carol, because there's a whole load of work that's going on behind the scenes that no one sees. They're going to see it soon, because some of the things that Carol's been working on are going to come to fruition. But a big thanks to her, and it's really tough gig when you're doing a lot of work behind the scenes and it's not published, and almost like you could be sort of working away and thinking, well, no one even knows I'm doing this stuff, and so I want to just say a big thanks to her, because people will obviously see the fruits of her labour shortly, but I just want to say a big thanks to her for all the work that she's been doing behind the scenes.
Yeah, I can't disagree with any of those, and I want to plug in personal thanks to the three people, Carol on last week's community TV show and the two from my district, but we all do, there's lots of people that do such great work, and I know whenever I got a shout out, it always gave you that little bit of energy that gave you the boost to do a bit more next week. Do you want to talk about some education and learning stuff?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I did promise to do last week, excuse me, was put together the community on Google Plus for district leaders, community leaders, and community hosts. That's now been done. That's to share best practice, so that everybody can start to share some of the ideas and stuff that they've got. I just wanted to say that if you've not yet taken advantage as a, if you like, team player, do get yourself booked on all the workshops that are coming up. I'm going to talk about two in particular. One of them is the, I mean, this is an ALP, but there is a workshop coming up this week, which is the 7-week program that Deep is running on Twitter and Hootsuite. So if you're not quite sure about the power of that platform and you want to avail yourself of that, there is special dispensation for district leaders and ways that you can get on that, etc., etc. So do get yourself booked in if you're not sure. I'm not sure whether that's a recorded one or not, but do check it out. And the other one is the 3rd of September. There's the Google Plus Hangout on Air with Intent, which is a brand new workshop that Carol's going to be running. It's one of these ones that's available at no charge for team members, and bearing in mind that we're going to be doing a lot more work on the Hangout platform, and all the districts have the ability to run their own TV shows and get involved in those things, it's absolutely essential that people do get onto that workshop and find out how they can participate and how they can get involved, because it is really exciting and it is a hugely powerful platform. And I'd like to see 30 people on that, to be honest, because you need to know it. You need to know about this platform. So even outside of Link4Growth, but inside Link4Growth, it's an important part of what we're doing in terms of team building, getting people to talk to each other across spatial distances. It's about how we can help charities, how we can help local businesses, how we can develop ourselves personally through the education platform that's delivered through this vehicle. There's so many reasons why people need to know about the Hangouts. I just implore you to book yourself in.
Yeah, I know I've booked in. I won't be able to watch it live because I've got a coffee event, but I will be watching it back and taking advantage of the playback features. And I also want to, can I just quickly give someone a thanks?
Yep.
I want to thank Deepa for the training this week, but for LinkedIn. I recommend the LinkedIn training to most people. It is a business network, but it's really useful. The stuff you learn there about optimizing your profile, putting all the search and keywords in, and how to maybe not directly connect with people, but kind of contact them so you can just find their stuff. And it's just a few things. So I want to thank Deepa for that, because it will make my job search easier. I'm going to say moving on. There's the word. There's moving on. You want to talk about recognition and pins?
Yeah, I do. I've been going around actually giving out pins to various people, and something that came up this week was basically, who's got these pins, and why have they, what they've been acknowledged for, what they've been recognised for. So the plan is that we're going to set up a separate space on the forum that's going to be basically a pins list of all the people that have been given pins, and a little bit about them and what they've been doing, so why they've been recognised with the award of the pin. And we're also going to put that onto Pinterest as well, so that there is a board which has got a list of all those people that have been recognised in Link4Growth. So I think that's a really good thing. I've actually given out, I don't know how many I've given out now, but they're not that many, but each of the district leaders by default, really, because they've stepped up and they've done a huge amount of work, it's almost like a given if they put that effort in and they've agreed to step up, that they've already done loads. And that's true of every district leader that we have. But there are other people that are doing very special things in Link4Growth who are not district leaders. And one such person is Claire Pelikian, who's basically been running the Boreham Wood event almost like single-handedly, because it clashes with other things that I'm involved in, and there is no district leader in that area at the moment. So she basically took that on and she's grown that group. And now what she's done is she actually lives in Barnet, so she's taken that one under her wing as well. And I just wanted to, she's done it all really without any support, and it's really important that so I felt like it was, there was just, she had to have one basically because of the work that she's done.
All right, that sounds good, and looking forward to seeing that and finding out everyone else who's got one apart from the district leaders who say. Have you got any highlights for the week? Yeah,
I have actually. One of the massive highlights for the week for me was the Link4Drinks on Thursday. It was a really good evening with all sorts of people dropping in. people that I'd spoken to and connected with for a year, more than a year, sort of people like that just dropping in and coming along. But there were people that I'd met only the day before that were there. There were people that had been involved in Link4Growth for a while but never made it to the event. Lots and lots of energy, plus the fact we had the announcements of the winners of the Watford Women's Centre thing as well. So that was a really good event. I really enjoyed that. And then, but there were other events as well. Like the Cardiff event was really good this week because the guy that's actually published the book on behalf of Link4Growth was there. I managed to catch up with him and actually show him a copy of the book. And actually, he published that morning on Thursday the Kindle version. So it was really good to just hook up with him. And it dawned on me, like, as I was doing a bit of research, that we've got these 12 events that are going to be taking place in March. It's like the holiday season's over, kids back to school, and there's a real buzz starting to happen in Link4Growth. It's like this tipping point is just about to be reached, and we're just going to start going absolutely crazy. So that was a real highlight of the week as well. And also, just on I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I think it was Monday. The old courier turned up with the copy of the book. That was a real highlight, actually seeing the physical book. And although I've had a book published before, this is a collaborative book. It's something that a lot of people in Link4Growth have participated in getting to this stage. So that was a really powerful moment, and I've had the great pleasure of taking that around to all the events I've been at this week and waving it at people. So it's been really good fun. And of course, knowing that it's now available on Kindle at only £5, it means that there's no reason why anybody can't read this book now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on a copy and reading it. Talking about other ways of kind of things we can do with districts, what about tools for growing Link4Growth in the districts?
Right, yeah, no, there's a load happening here as well. We're going to start rolling out very, very shortly individual Twitter accounts for the districts in Link4Growth. So they will be managed and the responsibility of the district leader or somebody they appoint to basically bring that down to the more local level. We have the national one, but in order to offer this as a devolved facility in the same way that we've done on Facebook and on Google+, we're going to start doing it on Twitter. I've already started the same process on Pinterest, and it's going to happen on Instagram as well. This is something that we're not using right now, but it's something that we are about to. So one of my activities over this weekend is to develop a strategy for that so that we can roll it out nationally as well. And we're also going to roll out the L4G buy local town name right across all of the communities that we've got on Google+, because up until now it's been a case of, well, as people ask for them, we do them. But what's been noticed is that people are joining the communities, but they're joining as their business, and they're joining the wrong community because there's no buy local there. So we've got to step up now and get that rolled out as well. So lots and lots of stuff here. They'll be adding into the district leader manual as well, because these are all cutting edge stuff that's happening right now, and of course, and the district leader manual was already out of date, as it was. So we've got to throw these things in before we publish it. So loads of great stuff happening for district leaders and Link4Growth right across the country.
Yeah, sounds good. What about a particular tip this week? Have you got a tip for people listening about Link4Growth?
Yeah, I mean, not so much a tip as a realization, and we spoke about this actually this morning on the market, and it came to my mind really as a result of Thursday evening and some of the other things that have happened during the week, which is that Link4Growth is a community. It's a community which is both national, but it's local too, and it's also, if you like, down at the local village and the town. But it's about getting people together and having fun. And I can't really stipulate this enough. Really, if people see other people having fun, they're going to want to know how that's happening and why it's happening. And of course, the people who are involved in Link4Growth very often are also putting themselves out of this treadmill lifestyle that we've been accustomed to, which is you get a job, you work hard to pay off your mortgage and stuff. You know, you get in this situation where people are working, they're working very, very hard, 5 days a week, earning this money so they can pay for their house, which they never ever spend any time in. And actually, Link4Growth is about actually getting back enjoyment in your life. It's actually saying, no, I want to have fun. You know, if you're not having fun, you're not really living. And Link4Growth is about actually bringing back that fun into your life and actually bringing people together that are enjoying life, such that we can enjoy life together and that journey together. So it's not really a tip; it's really a realization. And but it sort of came home to me on Thursday. We were all having a great time, and you know, that's really what Link4Growth is all about.
Yeah, I loved Thursday night. I thought it was a brilliant event. Speaking of working together, have we got any collaboration updates for this week?
I'm going to just run through a list of people that we are collaborating with, because people might not be aware of this. I'm just going to run through it. People have got any questions about this, please do comment on the thread about how we're working with them. But we're working with Regis in their buildings, and that's quite an important collaboration. We're working with the business in the community connectors, and I know that Jerry's been connected with one of those up in the north. I know that they are all over the country. Newcastle, Derby, we've got our very own one in Watford, they're in Stevenage, they're all over the place, and that's an important one. The Collaboration Club, which is about projects where people can collaborate to deliver solutions. That's an important one because it's very complementary to what we're doing. Prime, who are looking at the people who are over 50 and trying to get them to start being entrepreneurial. It's a real difficult spot, so we're working with them. Charities like the Watford Women's Centre and like Mind up in Redcar, like I think it's called, there is one called the One Voice or something like that that are in Peterborough, who are involved in Link4Growth. It's about getting these charities more visibility, and we're working with them all over the place. Enterprise Rockers. This is about companies that with 0 to 9 employees. You know, these people should be working with Link4Growth much more. We've got Google Plus communities for them all over the 70 districts that we've got, and it's about enabling those people to come together and meet other people that are in Enterprise Rockers locally, and of course then they can come along to Link4Growth events and meet those people at coffees and stuff like that. So that's an important one. And another one that's come up this week, which I think there's a web community called, it's a website, a bit like Facebook, but it's called Street Life, and it's about people around your postcode sort of sharing knowledge about who's where in their local community. You know, can I borrow a ladder? Anybody got this? Anybody got that? Does someone know anybody that can do this, do that? And it's about getting local people to talk to each other, which is hugely complementary to what we're doing, because we're doing that almost on the town level, getting people to start taking responsibility at the town level. But of course, there's a population of people that are already showing signs of being collaborative, and we can bring them into Link4Growth and get them to come along to the coffees and meet other people that are also in that space.
Yeah, that sounds good. You've had a lot of fun this week. We can hear, and the viewers have heard about the fun you've had this week. What about next week? Are you having as good time next week?
What am I up to next week?
No, what's going on next week? What's happening? What's the buzz?
Right, well, there's loads of things happening again next week, as you would expect. But what I'm going to be doing next week, I'm going to be at because Bank Holiday Monday this week, so there's no Link4Growth events on Monday. But on Tuesday, I'm going to head into London. I haven't been into London for since the beginning of the month, so looking forward to that. To the coffee in Islington. Then there's the Link4Growth Youth L4G Youth drinks on Tuesday evening in Watford. So I'm going to be popping along there to meet your good self and other people. Then there's Potter's Bar on Wednesday, which is at the Regis, so I'm going to be at that. And then the CSR luncheon straight after that, which is in Harrow. and then I've got a meeting with a local charity in Watford, the Michael Green Foundation. Then I'm heading up to Hitchin for the drinks in Hitchin, which is going to be just a busy old Wednesday. And then I'm heading off north on Thursday to Redcar for the drinks up there and the gathering of the DLs and DLs in training of the north. So lots going on next week. But now, if you're interested in all the other local events, because there's loads of other events going on next week, do check out the website. Go on, there's a calendar there. You can go and check that out. But lots happening next week, so go and check out the website for more details. Or go on Eventbrite.
It's busy week as ever. I know I've just missed something from the running order. You wanted to talk about Soundbites and L4G subscriptions.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we can slot that in anytime. One of the benefits of subscription and subscribing to Link4Growth, and there is a whole stack of them, all right, but one of them is a thing called an L4G soundbite. This is where you can talk for 20 to 30 minutes about something you're passionate about. Carol Dodsley will host those and ask all the relevant questions to tease out of you all that juicy knowledge that you've got, and enables that information to be shared with every single person in the L4G community. Now, we just need people to step up and do that. It's a great opportunity for you to share your story, etc., with everybody else in a much wider scale, really, than just the people that you know locally. So, anybody that's a subscriber can have it. I'm surprised that people aren't queuing up with Carol, but if you respond to this fairly promptly, you'll be next, like this week. So get on and do it.
Yeah, I know I've got a hit list for my district, about 7 or 8 names and a bit of paper, so I've got to think about why they should be doing it. And it's just not about telling people what they've got to do, it's about why it benefit them. So people in South West Arts, you're on a hit list and you'll be getting told about Soundbites and getting them involved. And last thing, you talked about a few announcements and shout-outs earlier. Do you have any more for us?
Yeah, the national newsletter is going to be out on Tuesday, so watch out for that. And that's going to have lots of good stuff in it. Just a reminder about the L4G cookbook. Now, there is a post up already, but I think it's in the wrong place. But I'm gonna do some cooking tonight, and I'm gonna put a recipe up over the weekend. That's another one of my gazillion jobs to do. So do get on and put something up there. We want to get this book published. Be a great Christmas present. So let's try and get all those recipes together. The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge has come to town. Now this is Tony Rook. Was the first L4G person to do it, as I'm aware. There may be others, and I stand to be corrected if people know of anybody else. But then he nominated you, Alex. I know you're going to mention about this a bit later on in the week, and maybe actually show your video. So I'm looking forward to. I've seen it already, but that'll be a bit of fun. And you've of course nominated 3 more people for growth. I fear a stampede is going to happen, and it's going to be an incredibly wet September. So that's all good news, and obviously for a good cause. So let it be so, and run its way through Link4Growth massively. As I've already mentioned, the book is now out. £5 on Kindle, £8 at events, and the published price on Amazon is £12. But it seems like they keep moving the goalposts there. I think the last time I checked, it was about £10.55 or something, I don't know, but anyway, it's on Amazon if you want to go there and buy the physical copy. The community TV, the L4G.TV, and the education platform, they are, I mentioned Carol earlier, they're busy working on those in the background. They are imminent. I can't give you an exact day, but they're on their way. And I want to just mention the national TV news show, which is what we're doing right now. Now, this is the 84th one of these, and I mentioned last week that I would be stepping down from doing these. Now, we haven't agreed what we're going to put in its place, but we are going to put something in its place, and I'm going to be posting up a thread probably after this show in the community leader, community host, and district leader area to basically invite people to say what they want this show to be and what type, because it's a Link4Growth show. It's not a Chris Ogle show. It's a Link4Growth show, and it should be what the people of Link4Growth want to hear. And of course, there's a load of good news that needs to get out there. But do we do that in a 10-minute fast blitz, get it done? Plus, if you like, a more in-depth show where we bring people from the local community, the district leaders, invite people to come along and participate. Do we have a longer show that does that? So I'm going to be putting that post up. Please do come on there and comment. You know, this is down to us to decide what we do. But I do feel that, you know, I put in my, if you like, stint, as it were, and now it's time to basically let other people come up and take the limelight and actually be part of this show. So I don't know whether I'll be here next week doing the 85th one. If I am, it will be my last, and we will replace it with a different format and a different type of show. But I've thoroughly enjoyed doing this. You know, and as people say, you know, like, well, hardly anybody watches it. Well, yeah, this is a point really. There are people that watch it, and you know, some people would watch it much better if it was a short show. Some people like the engagement of it being a longer show. I think we can do it both ways, but I think that it'd be really nice if other people started to participate and the district leaders had more input into what goes into the new show.
Yeah, that sounds good, and it'll mean that if you want a story given and it's something to be mentioned, so you have to be proactive, you have to mention it. If you want your event that's coming up getting a mention, you have to do it yourself. So it puts the emphasis back onto us, and that's what we're all about. We're making sure we're accountable. If your district's not getting a mention, it's your own fault.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. So I think by having an area where district leaders can take a proactive stance, and then, you know, they are now picking up the cudgels, and even they might go on the show themselves and tell the story themselves. It's up to us to decide what that's going to be, and let's make it happen.
Yeah, sounds good. Have we got anything else to talk about today, or should we wrap this one up?
No, let's wrap it up. I'm all done. It's been good fun again, Alex, and I missed doing the Southwest Heart show with you, but I know it's going from strength to strength, so probably better off I'm not on it. So
we might bring you on as a special guest, a one-time thing in the coming weeks, talk about something. But it's been a pleasure coming back on this as well.
Yep. Okay, so that's me done. I'll perhaps see you all next week.